Hello, dear friends. Rarely does such detailed information come out on this topic. Opinion piece. There is enough gold in secret vaults. The future will be divine. An era of accountability. Global financial reset. End of the age of impunity. QFS is divine intervention. Details of the economic reset. Biden throws in the towel and leaves Kamala. Let's start. There is enough gold to sustain us all, according to Steve Biko. There is so much gold on this planet right now that there is no reason why everyone can't have a happy and productive life. All human suffering could disappear if that gold were released and some secret inventions, such as replicators, were declassified. But let's take a moment to look at where some of the gold here on Earth comes from. Gold is what is being formed on other distant planets and even star systems, and gold is a universal currency and certainly has value on this planet Gaia. So, yes, those transfers have mostly happened and were done a year ago, but there is no more information about that. A large amount has also been recovered, as Matthew says, in quotes. The illegal and immoral fortunes that have been accumulated will be put into circulation, and the exploitation of natural resources around the world will end, since that power base is what allowed them to set government and banking policies and own multinational corporations. They will end those controls as well. President Trump enacted executive orders that allow him to recover wealth from those who commit gross human rights violations, and there are reports that the coalition is doing just that. In fact, Matthew reveals that the Galactics are redirecting illicit transfers so that they do not reach their destination. In quotes, the extraterrestrial technology will be directed at electronic issues in which the movement of money will not be carried out in the way intended by dark forces and failures. Undetectable mistakes in their communication efforts will create confusion and errors. I'm not talking about something that is not typical of the schools, since the dark forces are aware that this has begun to happen and they cannot locate the origins or detect and correct the failures. This increases their fear that they are losing control and that their activities will become even more clumsy and obvious until everything comes to light. To this we must add that the Yamashita gold that the Japanese buried in the Philippines, according to Udo Pelkovsky, the Japanese General Yamashita stored a large amount of treasure during the Second World War in many deposits, in caves and shelters known as deposits 777 and 999. Both numbers represent the trillions of Japanese yen that add up to the value of the treasure stored inside of deposits. Most of the treasure looted in Southeast Asia was transported to the Philippines and stored in these warehouses. Four origins. There is the gold that belongs to the different families of dragons, the gold of the Rodriguez Trust, the treasure recovered from sunken ships that the Galactics have brought to light, and the gold of the Vatican. On August 17, 1945, President Sukarno of Indonesia was elected M1, or monetary control of this large pool of assets, granted under United Nations Resolution MISA 81704. Operation Heavy Freedom. These assets are better known as global collateral accounts and were originally intended to be used for the modernization of the world through various humanitarian projects. The Dragon family is the legitimate depositor of those accounts. Jeff Ram is the administrator of the Rodriguez Trust. The Rodriguez family fortune comes from the temple of King Solomon. The number has a lot of value. It is a 4 followed by 140 zeros. The gold is primarily stored in a 27-mile Philippine tunnel filled with gold bars, plus rubies, diamonds, and pearls, stacked 10 feet thick and 10 feet high to the ceiling. The money from the Rodriguez estate will be used for humanitarian purposes, including for the Filipino people. Of the treasure recovered from sunken ships, David Wilco says that there are sunken ships at the bottom of the Mariana Trench and other places in Southeast Asia where that gold is kept. Perhaps he's referring to military forces deliberately sinking warships loaded with bonds, coins, precious metals, etc. But there are also galleons and ships loaded with treasure from the imperial era. We have to thank Saint Germain for explaining to us how the Galactics recover sunken treasures. In quotes, it has not been a difficult process at all. Now, don't forget, we work with energy. In your star family, what you consider technology is a different use of energy. And I want to be very clear. Americans are not the only ones who have put, let's say, money, gold, and treasures safely under the waters. It is a practice that has been done for hundreds and thousands of years, and it is an open secret, both above and below. It's pretty funny. Now it's simple. There are many space stations that are located beneath what you consider to be oceans or large bodies of water. So it's not just a matter of your star brothers and sisters retrieving it. They're already there, and their ability to teleport to various locations is as simple as snapping your fingers. So it's just not a problem. Finally, it's rumored that 650 plane loads of gold were removed from a tunnel under the Vatican. In quote, Charlie Watt has worked and been friends with Chinese elders for over 15 years. He is the head of the Global Monetary Reset team and is in charge of the banks for the Global Monetary Reset. He is a highly trusted person in the financial world and moved money around the world for private clients ranging from the super rich to different global governments. His team removed 650 planes full of gold from the Vatican tunnels and returned them to their rightful owners in the treasuries of various countries around the world. That should be enough to convince us that there is probably enough gold on earth to satisfy the needs of every human being many times over. The nations of the world seem to agree because they signed the Gisara Agreement. It is not possible, therefore, that we find ourselves facing a situation of scarcity of resources. It has been known for centuries that we face a distribution problem. But Gisara will solve that, and the quantum financial system will guarantee equity for all human beings. Then we will have full control over our personal finances. Yes, I realize this is centralized financial control, but just what the cabal wanted. As with other things like globalism, we are going to have it one way or another. We will not escape centralized financial systems, but it depends on who is in charge and what their intentions are, whether the outcome is good or bad. So far, we have not received the service we deserve, but the rising ascension energies will force change on their own on this area. Only those with pure motives will be able to sit on world councils after a while. Financial revolution. The QFS is laying the foundation for a global financial reset. The quantum financial system is not only a revolutionary innovation, but the evolution of the gold standard, perfected and immune to corruption. The powers that be have presented the gold standard as an obsolete relic, but the gold standard is the cornerstone of the financial integrity. The QFS takes this principle and takes it to an unprecedented level, ensuring that every transaction is backed by real, verifiable gold, creating a financial revolution that cannot be altered. The QFS is not just a financial system, it is a direct divine intervention designed to cleanse corruption. Chinese elders, not the CCP, have generously provided gold banking for this system, representing a partnership between divine forces and human allies committed to restoring balance and justice. The quantum computer at the heart of the QFS has been quietly active for years, running in parallel to the corrupted systems, collecting data and preparing for this moment. You know where every dollar has been, who had it, and what it was used for. This unprecedented level of transparency will allow law enforcement to dismantle criminal networks that have operated with impunity. Those who once thought themselves untouchable will find nowhere to hide, as the divine intelligence of the quantum computer will bring light to the darkest corners of our financial world. Potential. The antiquated gold standard was a failed attempt at financial stability, easily manipulated and ultimately discarded by those in power. Instead, the QFS represents the true potential of a system backed by gold, immune to corruption, and designed to ensure fairness and stability for all. Gold will no longer be the basis of national currencies in the old sense, but will instead serve as a valuable commodity within the QFS framework, ensuring that each transaction is backed by real and verifiable assets. The activation of the QFS will transform society. Those who have prospered at the expense of others will face divine punishment. It is more than a financial system. It is a tool to create a just and equitable world. The violent will face justice. The era of impunity is over. The era of accountability has begun. Prepare for the system that will redefine global finance and usher in the golden age of humankind. This is a complete reform, a divine intervention that will increase our wealth of corruption and lead us to a future of unprecedented prosperity and freedom. The activation of the new system is imminent. The old system, riddled with traps, is being dismantled. It is the dawn of a new era, where equity, transparency, and divine justice reign. The gold standard was just a flawed and manipulable beginning. The QFS takes the principle of the gold standard and refines them, ensuring that every transaction is backed by real gold and immune from the corrupting influences of the past. This is the financial revolution the world has been waiting for, a transformation that will restore balance and justice to our global economy. The time of darkness is ending. The age of light is upon us. Get ready for the quantum financial system, because it is the future and it is divine. Politics. Biden abandons the presidential race and endorses Kamala Harris. Joe Biden abandoned his campaign for the White House in 2024 on Sunday, ending his re-election attempt after his disastrous debate with Donald Trump that raised doubts about the suitability of the current president for the position. Biden endorses Vice President Kamala Harris to take on Trump and encouraged her party to unite behind her, making her the party's favorite for the nomination. Democrats will hold their convention in Chicago from August 19th to 22nd. Thousands of motorcyclists help protect Donald Trump. The Davos Forum orders governments to strip parents of all their rights. In quotes, children belong to the state. France will mobilize 15,000 soldiers for the Olympic Games in Paris. Hurricane hunters prepare to fly into the eye of the storm. Puffness said, "In the labyrinth of modern politics, confusion has emerged as a powerful tool to manipulate the population. This strategy, often characterized by contradictory narratives, selective dissemination of information, and deliberate deception, serves to control public perception and stifle dissent. By creating an environment in which the truth becomes elusive, controllers can maintain power and influence, guiding the population toward desired behaviors and beliefs without overt intimidation." And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.